because, they hate black people. It's a racist thing. But what happens when police kill white women or white men? Then they try to say, well, see, it's not about race. And you're partially right? See, race is just the best reason when you're looking for any reason to kill someone.
Right.
And that's what the police do. They find any reason to kill someone. And race just so happens to be the best reason.
Right.
So if there's a black man, of course, we're going to kill him because he's black. Well, what happens when there aren't any black people around? What do white people do then? Well, guess what? This is what they're going to do. The blonde-haired white men are gonna kill the brunettes.
Right.
And if there are no brunettes around and everybody is blonde, then the blue eyes are gonna kill the brown eyes.
Right.
And when it's just nothing blue eyes, then the Republican is gonna kill the Democrat.
Right.
See, that's what you people do. You find any reason for a reason to commit crimes against someone. Right. And we're seeing it right here today. Because we can go through countless black people, countless Mexicans, countless Native Americans who have died at the hands of ICE agents and police in general. But now they're starting to kill white people.
Right.
Oh my God, that's shocking to me. When I saw the news that a white woman was shot by police and she was innocent and it was an unjust murder, I thought to myself, damn, what the hell is going on? Did they think she was Mexican? Did they mistake her for being black? Like, how did they do this? Right. And then I realized the Bible said that by the sword shall you live. Damn. See, that's what you were gifted with. You were gifted with the conscience of not having a conscience. Right. You were gifted with being cold-blooded murderers. Right. From the beginning, from birth. When they were hanging those black people on trees, it was a family event. When they would send out Christmas cards and postcards, they would have their family taking a picture by the tree with a black man hanging from his neck by a rope. Right. See, the thing that's inside of y'all, it's something psychologically wrong with y'all. Which is why when you get them in the room together, they're going to find any reason to murder someone.
That's right.
You look at Hitler and those so-called Jews. Both of those are white. And what did they find out? Well, one's a German, one's a Jew, so the German killed the Jews. And then you look at the Civil War. Both of those Americans were white. But then you had one who wanted slavery and one who thought slavery should end. Then you have the Democrats and Republicans. Both of y'all are white, but then, the Democrats gotta fight the Republicans and the Republicans gotta fight the Democrats. And while we sit here and watching you white people fight each other, I begin to realize y'all are very violent.
Right.
See, y'all like to say that blacks and Hispanics are in gangs and commit acts of violence. You just kidnapped the president of Venezuela. Right. And here's the thing. This was so shocking about that, right? The shocking thing about Donald Trump kidnapping the president of Venezuela is that no one is shocked. Damn. That's the shocking thing about it. Like 20 years ago, if we would have saw in the news that George Bush just kidnapped the president of some sovereign land, America would be on fire right now with protests. Right. The very attack on democracy is at hand. But with Donald Trump, we're just like, it's just another Tuesday. Right. And I mean, how could you not think that? Right. Every week you're finding out he done took another trip with Epstein. He's talking about, listen, he ran on releasing, this is what I don't, and your brother, you hit the nail on the head when you said Donald Trump was retarded. I don't know if Donald Trump is guilty or not. I'm not here to assume or presume guilt. But I find it very odd for an innocent man to defend the release of these files. Listen, he ran on saying, when I become president, I'm going to release all the Epstein files and we're going to prosecute all the Democratic scum who were molesting these kids. And you white people in MAGA was like, yeah, the deep state, let's expose them. Let's get justice. And then Donald Trump got in office. And then he said, that Epstein Democratic hoax? Oh, that's just a hoax. There is no listen. There is nothing in the Epstein files. And then Pam Bondi says, "Well, we got the client list on our desk. Right. Oh, we got Jeffrey Epstein's client list is sitting on my desk for review." And then 2 weeks later, there is no Epstein client list. I mean, goddamn, every week there's something shocking happening with the White House.
That's right.
He just tore down the east wing of the White House to build a ballroom. So I can understand why you're not shocked that they just kidnapped the president of Venezuela. And do you know what they're charging them with? Drugs. Selling drugs. Do you not know selling drugs is as American as American pie?
Right.
Selling drugs is as American as baseball.
That's right.
Like, America loves drugs and they love drug dealers.
Right.
I can prove it to you. There's a man, Mr. Hector. I think it was, is it Hector? The president of the ex-president of, is it Nicaragua? Honduras. The ex-president of Honduras was tried and convicted for selling over 500 tons of kilos to the Americas.
Right.
He was sentenced to 45 years. Now, Donald Trump, he's tough on crime. He's for the war on drugs. We gotta prosecute these drug dealers. Well, this drug dealer was just so happened to be somebody that Donald Trump liked.
Right.
So he pardoned a man who was found guilty and responsible for bringing cocaine into the United States. He pardoned him. But the president of Venezuela, he kidnapped him and want to send him to jail for selling drugs.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. Our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
You understand? And the reason why you're not shocked that this happens is because that's what you voted for. You don't give a damn what Donald Trump's policy is. He doesn't even know who pays the tariffs. Do you know that? Donald Trump don't know who's supposed to pay the tariffs. He doesn't even know that ICE agents are attacking people at their jobs. He thought they were just gonna round up all the gang members, throw them all in jail, and all the white people will love them. Until they started finding out that when you start arresting illegal immigrants that are working the farms, you mess up the money.
Right.
Then he comes out and say, "Hey, look, okay, listen. Maybe the ones that are on the farms or the ones that's hanging out at Home Depot, maybe we don't have to go after them. We're just trying to get the hard criminals." Last time I checked, I don't think hard criminals show up at their kindergarten kids' graduations.
That's right.
I don't understand that. You got our Hispanic brothers and sisters who are dying to come to this country, living off $1 a day in the damn fields, and they can't even go to the store to make groceries because they are afraid that ICE is gonna snatch them up.
Right.
And you not even taking them to jail, you suspended habeas corpus. This is supposed to be the land of the free. This is supposed to be the land that exemplified justice. America was supposed to be the standard for democracy in the world.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
That's right.
Not since Donald Trump got voted in again, which is unexpected. I mean, it's expected though, right? You put a 34-time felon in office. And then you got the nerve to wonder why he's talking about running for a third term. I would too. If Donald Trump didn't win the presidency, his ass would have been to jail. Ask me how I know. Because I think his name Jack Smith, he was appointed by the special counsel to prosecute the January 6th crimes. And in his findings, he said there was enough evidence to send Donald Trump to jail. So what happens? Donald Trump wins the presidency, and then the Supreme Court, in an unprecedented vote, said that the president cannot be tried for any crimes. The president has blanket immunity from all crimes, but it doesn't mean he can't be impeached, which is why he wants you to go out and vote in 2026, because he said if the Democrats win, they are going to impeach me.
Right.
Which is why he's sending ICE agents to Democrat-ran cities.
Right.
Which brings me back to the other point. Race is the biggest reason and the best reason when you're looking for any reason to hurt someone.
That's right.
And no one knows that more than white people. Because that white woman in Minnesota who was tragically and unjustly shot and killed, my heart goes out to her family. Because she was a white woman who was minding her business. She was even courteous to the officer. But you know what that officer saw? He didn't see some nice, law-abiding citizen. You know, and he didn't see some, crackpot, gangster, black man or black woman. The usual suspects. He didn't see that. What he saw was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Democrat.
That's right.
That's what he saw. Right. And you know what he did? He murdered that woman. And what did the police do? They said, we will not work with you on your investigation. The FBI said, we will not share any information with you so you can prosecute this case. So what is that telling you? Maybe it's not about black and white. It's not. Black and white is just racial constructs. And race is just the best reason to harm someone if you're looking for any reason.
Right.
But it's not the only reason.
Right.
Because if race isn't a factor, then we'll go to blue eyes and blonde hair. And if that's not a factor, then we'll go to your religion. And if that's not a factor, then we'll go to your political statements. And if that's not a factor, well, they'll just come up with any reason.
Right.
Because they're just looking for a reason to harm someone. And that person right there, that is something wrong with them. See, we need someone righteous enough and who cares enough, who has enough integrity to stand up to this beast, to stand up to this devil, because the white man on this planet is a super villain.
Right.
So we need a superhero.
Right.
That's where the Bible comes in.
Right.
Have you heard of a black man named Jesus Christ? Who's prophesied to come back and go to war with the devil to free his people? Well, he's coming back. And we need him to come back. Because if Christ never comes back, there won't be an earth to rule over.
That's right.
Because this white man, they got 34 felonies, is doing whatever he want to do to hide the Epstein files. This is who you gave the nuclear football to.
Right.
This is who you gave it to. Yeah. You gave Donald Trump the keys to Armageddon. He would rather see this place burn than to not get a third term. Keep bringing what you're bringing out, brother. You're bringing it heavy.
That's right.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.